A very good evening. From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News broadcast. I'm Vidushni Sadis Kumar.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Charita Minipurarachi. And let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news.
Attendance of students and teachers to reopen schools is at a satisfactory level. President emphasizes that even though fulfilling right deeds is a grave challenge, all should rally together to move forward to achieve the desired goals. Parliament approval to revise the age limit considered for youth offenders. Minister of Energy dismisses reports over a potential fuel shortage in the country as baseless. The island-wide program to inoculate children between the ages of 18 and 19 commences. First ever sextuplet birth was reported in the country. South Korea is the newest country to join space exploration.
On to those and other stories in detail now, and starting off with local stories. Academic activities for grade 5 in schools with less than 200 students commenced today. Reports have indicated that children had arrived in schools with much enthusiasm. Following the COVID-19 outbreak, all schools were temporarily closed down and academic activities were carried out through online technology. Teacher, principal, trade union action also affected the online academic activities. The government recently decided to commence academic activities for primary grades in schools less than 200 students. The decision was reached with the intention to prioritize the education of the children. This is the first time schools were reopened after the month of April. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena observed an occasion related to reopening of schools with less than 200 students today. Subsequently, the minister made comments to the media. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that the Ministry of Education extends its gratitude for the students and their parents for attending schools and engaging in the educational activities. He also expressed his gratitude to principals and teachers who gave attended in order to issue free education and future of the children.
බලාපොරොත්තු සාක්ෂාත් කර ගැනීම සඳහා අපේ රටේ අනාගත පරම්පරාවට ඒ වෙනුවෙන් ලබා දී හැකි උතුම් දායාදය වෙනුවෙන් පැමිණ කටයුතු කිරීම ගැන විදුහල්පතිවරුන්ටද ගුරුවරුන්ටද මේ අවස්ථාවේ ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා.
129 schools in Polonnaruwa district were commenced today, which includes 18 schools in Madaragiri Educational Zone. Director for Madaragiri Educational Zone, Venerable Siriketa Sirisivali Thera said that the attendance of students was at 100%. Principal of Madaragiri Viharagama Primary School, H.M. Jatis, and all the academic staff of the schools reported for duty today. The parents requested the teachers to extend their support to create a better future for their children. Academic activities of Beruvara Primary School were also initiated today. Students had attended the school with much enthusiasm and principals as well as the teachers reported for duty. Principal of the school, Das Sakuntari, said that reported to work today by considering the children. Schools with less than 200 students in Beruvara Educational Zone were reopened today. Students attended the schools with much interest. Reports have also indicated that children attended schools in Anuradhapura district with enthusiasm. State Minister Piyal Nishant engaged in an observational tour at the primary schools reopened in Beruvara Educational Zone today. All teachers at Deepangar Junior Schools belonging to the Homagam Educational Zone had reported to duty today. 80% of the students had taken part in the educational activities. Director of Kegol Educational Zone, Darshini Damalguda, said that 72 schools in Kegol, Galigamu and Dadigamu divisions were reopened today. Teachers and students in many schools in the district had participated in the educational activities. Sri Sadmoda Mahavidyalaya in Colombo 5 commenced its educational activities today. Secretary to the Sri Lanka Podujana Educational Administrative Officers Association, Buddhika Naika, engaged in an observational tour at the school. Teachers and students in Sithandi primary schools in Bolgada, Bandarakam attended the educational activities with much interest today. Schools in Batticaloa district were also reopened today. Educational activities of Rajguru Sri Subhuti Model Primary Schools in Vaskaduwa, Kaluthura were resumed today. Minister Rohit Gunawardena engaged in an observational tour at the school. 65 schools with less than 200 students in LPT educational zone was commenced today. Zonal Director Gautama Das Silva said that attendance of school students was at a higher percentage. The attendance of teachers at Umat Junior School in same zone was at 100%, while the attendance of the children was at 80%. A prize given for teachers and students who attended the school was held today with the participation of local government representative Nimal Gunawardena. Catholic Teachers Association has decided to resume the academic activities of the schools. The decision was reached in line with the official statement issued by the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Sri Lanka under the guidance of Archbishops of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith. Accordingly, the association has said that all preparations have been made to resume educational activities on the government's scheduled date.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa emphasizes that fulfilling what is right is a grave challenge and the desired goals can be achieved by moving forward together despite the magnitude of a challenge. The President made these remarks at a discussion held with the agrarian service officers via video technology today. The President pointed out that the desired objectives could be achieved by resolving the difficulties faced by the farmers, and it is very important to meet the farmers and explain the accurate facts. The main objective of the government is to create an environment where the farmers can earn a better income while protecting the environment and public health. The President stated that the goal of the green agriculture is to rather benefit not just 1 or 2 seasons but provide benefits for generations. The President pointed out that it is the responsibility of the officials to identify the major problems faced by the farmers and to make the government aware of them, and it would then be possible to seek expert assistance in resolving these issues. The President also stressed to the officials that he would never ask anyone to perform anything wrong. The introduction of green agriculture could not lead to reduction in the cultivated lands. The President also said that it is the responsibility of all on behalf of the country to encourage farmers to move forward with the use of organic fertilizer. The government took steps to import liquid nitrogen enriched with nitrogen nutrients in order to provide the world's most recognized eco-friendly fertilizer to the farmers. Leaves can directly be absorbed the nitrogen pounds in these liquid fertilizers that have been produced using nanotechnology. The President said that the government will provide liquid nitrogen to all farmers in the future. The agrarian service officers said that there was an undue fear among the farmers about a reduction in the yield and that these fears and hesitation among the farmers could be alleviated by handing over the fertilizer in a timely manner and by raising awareness. They also requested the President to expand the facilities required for testing the quality and standard of organic fertilizers produced by the farmers, since the available facilities are inadequate. The government is now releasing the incentives and preliminary payments to the farmers. The officials said plans are afoot to procure the raw material required for organic fertilizer production for the upcoming seasons. Secretary to the President P.B. Jayasundara, Principal Advisor to the President Lalit Veeratunga, senior officials of the Ministry of Agriculture, District Assistant and Deputy Agrarian Service Commissioners representing 8 districts and Divisional Agrarian Service Officers also joined in the discussion.
And meanwhile, the Parliament granted approval today to revise the age limit considered as youth offenders before courts to 22 years of age. The previous age limit was at 18 years of age, and meanwhile, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa arrived in the Parliament chamber today. President Rajapaksa was welcomed by Leader of the House Minister Dinesh Gunawardena and State Ministers Kanaka Herath, Nalaka Godeheva, Kanchana Vijayasekara and Arundhika Fernando. Several parliamentarians of the government entered the chamber with the President. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa was raising a query under Standing Order 27-2 as the President entered the chamber. The question was raised over the use of organic fertilizer. The President observed the question as well as the responses directed in this regard. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that the farmer community should be briefed on the imported liquid fertilizer while considering the assessment conducted by agri-science and chemical science experts on the fertilizer. He further said that the agrarian community in the country is frustrated over the social devastation stemmed from this issue.
සමාජ වෙසනයක් සිදු වෙලා තිබෙනවා. අද ගොවි ජනතාව මහපාරට බහැලා. අද ගොවි ජනතාවගේ දුක්ගින්න, බඩගින්න, ඒ වගේම අසහනය, පීඩනය ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා.
Minister Mahindananda Alupkamage said that the government is already mediating the frustrations of the agrarian community in the country. He said that unlike the previous government who had paid 25 to 30 rupees per kilogram of paddy, the present government has extended a rate of 70 to 90 rupees for a kilogram of paddy. He added that the global technology and agriculture has evolved. Therefore, the country should move forward along with such changes. He assured that the country would not face a food shortage and the nation should not inflict on unnecessary fear over such circumstances. He added that the government would take the responsibility if such situation occurs in the country. Steps have been taken to issue environmental friendly composed solid fertilizer, potassium chloride and nano nitrogen fertilizer required for paddy cultivation in Maha season through agrarian development centers. Secretary to the Ministry of Agriculture, Senior Professor Udit Jaisinghe made these remarks during a media briefing held today. Secretary to the Ministry of Agriculture, Senior Professor Udit Jaisinghe said that the distribution of recommended fertilizer and necessary quantities required for cultivation during Maha season for all districts, as well as distribution methodology to provide fertilizer to expand paddy cultivation, have been given completed. He requested the farmers to face this new challenge without resorting to previous methodologies out of fear.
Minister Udaya Gamanpilla dismisses reports over a potential fuel shortage in the country are baseless. The minister further mentioned that the supply of fuel has been assured until next January. Minister Udaya Gamanpilla said that the opposition, along with several trade unions, have alleged that the country would face a fuel shortage throughout last year. However, he said that such situation is yet to occur in the country. He added that the reports over an alleged agreement with India to sell the oil tanks are also baseless. He said that the oil price rate in the global market has skyrocketed. He added that the rate is currently at $86 a barrel, which is a significant price hike. He also added that foreign currency crisis as well as the collapse in the share prices have also contributed for the price increase.
And now let's move to the local update of the COVID-19 pandemic. Ministry of Health says the island-wide program to inoculate children between the ages of 18 and 19 was commenced today. Director General of Health Services Dr. Asela Gunawardana said that the vaccination of children in the ages of 16 and 17 will begin tomorrow. The first phase of the inoculation of Pfizer vaccine for the children in the ages of 18 and 19 was commenced from Colombo district. The program was initiated on October 15th. Accordingly, the island-wide program was commenced from today. The vaccination of children in the ages of 18 and 19 in Gampaha district was commenced today. One of the vaccination centers has been established at Gampaha Ratnavali Balika Vidyalaya. The relevant vaccination program in Kaluthara district was also commenced today. The vaccination centers were inoculated at the Berwala Al-Hamzira National School. Vaccination of children in Anuradhapura district were also conducted today. Vaccines were provided at the Nuvaragam Palata East Divisional Office. A vaccination center was set up in Gol Siridhamma Vidyalaya today to inoculate students of Gol Siridhamma Vidyalaya and Gol Bipavala School. The vaccination of children between the ages of 18 and 19 of Vavuniya district was commenced today. The vaccination program was conducted in several schools including Tamil National School in Vavuniya. Another vaccination program was conducted at the Kandy Girls High School today. Accordingly, 2,000 students received their vaccines at their premises. Vaccination of children in the ages of 18 and 19 in Batticaloa district was conducted in 14 medical officers of health divisions. More than 32,850 students between the ages of 18 and 19 in Kurunegala district expected to receive Pfizer vaccine. The district vaccination program conducted in 29 medical officers health division. The vaccination in Kegol district was conducted in 15 centers today. Inoculation of children in the ages of 18 and 19 in the Polonnaru district was conducted today. The program commenced from Girithalegama Mahavidyalaya. A total of 453 COVID-19 patients were identified from the country today. Accordingly, the number of active cases in the country has increased up to 17,732. A total of 392 recoveries were reported today, increasing the overall tally to 502,464. The Director General of Health Services has reported today 19 COVID-19 related deaths which occurred yesterday. The United States, through US aid, has announced an additional $2.5 million in urgent COVID-19 assistance for Sri Lanka. The assistance is expected to accelerate equitable access to safe and effective COVID-19 vaccination and strengthen the ability to health workers to address COVID-19. The additional donation will strengthen the oxygen ecosystem in Sri Lanka, provide personal protective equipment kits for infection control in health facilities, and build the resilience of healthcare workers. The statement issued by the US Embassy in Colombo has further indicated that the assistance will allow Ministry of Health to coordinate vaccine distribution, provide cold chain support for the Pfizer vaccine, and strengthen the ability of the staff to administer vaccine programs. US aid has contributed $17.9 million to Sri Lanka since March last year as pandemic mitigation assistance. And meanwhile, the first ever sextuplet birth was reported at a private hospital this morning. The mother had given birth to 3 boys and 3 girls. The doctors have indicated the mother and children are healthy. The sextuplet birth is a significant milestone in the medical field in the country. The mother of the sextuplets is Dilini Vasana and father is Prabhanto Deanga. The sextuplet birth was performed by specialist doctors led by Professor Tiran Dias. The entire procedure was conducted within 2 minutes and the physicians faced a great challenge in preparing for the birth within a period of 31 weeks. The procedure had been carried out as a cesarean surgery. Both the parents had come to Colombo from Vaunia and currently residing in IDH area. Father is a professional engineer while mother is a housewife.
National Television's Vestagiri Adventure program, compiled based on the people's lives affected from human-elephant conflict, will telecast at 7 p.m. tomorrow on Rupavahini channel. The aim of the program is to create awareness among the people on the new program initiated under the Rural Elephant Fence concept to provide solutions for human-elephant conflict. Environment System Conservation and Management Project, known as SCAMP, is a program initiated with the aim to assist the government towards its ambition on sustainable development in the country. This program has been initiated under the Wildlife and Forest Conservation Ministry. Conservation and management of many selected environment systems have been initiated successfully through this program. Knowledge of the experts in the country has been used to find sustainable solutions for human-elephant conflict.
And now let's take a look at a few local news in brief. A special mass in remembrance of the victims of the Easter Sunday attacks was held at the Kochikade St. Anthony Shrine today. The mass was conducted under the patronage of Archbishops of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit. The family members of the victims of the terror attack at the church were also present at this occasion. US Ambassador to Sri Lanka Eliana B. Taplis faced a farewell call on Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Ferries at the Foreign Ministry. Both the minister and the outgoing ambassador discussed the future of the bilateral relationship between the countries. The construction of the head office of the Lanka Electricity Company Private Limited was commenced in Narahimpeta today. It was held with the participation of Minister Gambani Lokuge. Funds worth 1,340 million rupees have been estimated for the construction of the 8-storied building. Hasanth Prabodh Disanayake was able to win the world's best creation award at the International Sakra Student Short Film Festival. He arrived at the Katunayake International Airport today. His creation is titled Mutton, inspired from Lamb to the Slaughtered novel written by British author Roald Dahl. That's it for tonight's news. We'll see you tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.
Good night.